Okay, so today's lecture is general features of insects. Now, this is just the basic of entomology. This is a very important topic which you will be doing for your BSE Biology of Insects. This is also another paper in this particular fifth semester. You have two core papers and two discipline specific electives. The two core papers, one is molecular biology, the other is developmental biology. And then in the discipline specific electives, you have DSE 1 animal behavior and chronobiology, and you have the biology of insects. Now, consider these discipline specific electives as core papers itself. Instead of generic electives, this is discipline specific electives, and there are 6 credits to this course. And now, to start it, let me present my screen. তোমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছ এটা?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today's lecture is general features of insects. Now, what are insects? Insects or insecta, or they belong to the class Hexapoda. They are the any members of the largest class of the phylum Arthropoda, which is itself the largest of the animal phyla. Insects have segmented bodies, jointed legs, and external skeletons or exoskeletons. So the characteristic features of insects are segmented bodies, jointed legs, and external skeletons. Also, they are characters of arthropods, but this is how insects are called. And hexapoda means they have 6 legs, that is 6 thoracic legs, or 3 pairs of thoracic legs. So the legs extend from the thorax. So insects are distinguished from other arthropods by their body, which is divided into 3 major regions. Which the first is the head, which bears the mouth parts, eyes, and a pair of antennae. The 3 segmented thorax, the thorax is 3 segmented thorax, which usually has 3 pairs of legs. Therefore, they are called hexapoda in adults, and usually 1 to 2 pairs of wings. So there are thorax has 3 segments. You know that one is prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. And in each of the segment, there is one thoracic segment. There is 1 pair of legs, and there are 2 pairs of wings in many of the insects. In most of the insects, at least developmentally, there was supposed to be a wing, but maybe they have lost it, like in ants and termites. They've lost it, but they don't have these wings. And then they have the many segmented abdomen, which contain the digestive, excretory, and reproductive organs, the abdominal segments. Now, one very common mistake which I find students making while they're making their practical drawings in the practical lab notebook drawings is that when they draw these legs of these insects, the legs start to come out from their abdomen. That is wrong, because the legs of the insects are thoracic. So always bear in mind, whenever you make these drawings, draw the legs from the thoracic region, not from the abdomen. Of course, the larva of certain insects, they have got legs all over their body. So, but you can draw it there. But whenever you are talking about an adult insect, the legs are thoracic. Just hold on for a second. I'm just checking the battery charge. Okay, it's fine. Okay. So let us talk about the basic morphology. Some people interestingly call it external insect anatomy, but it's basically the morphology. So as we know, the body is divided into the head, thorax, and abdomen. The head region, the thorax region, and the abdomen region. So the body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. Head is made up of 5 to 7 fused segments. They bear the compound eye, antenna, and mouth parts. The thorax is divided into pro, meso, and metathorax. Each thoracic segment bears a pair of legs. Thus, insects have 3 thoracic legs. The meso and metathorax bears a pair of wings in most insects. Okay. Now let us, after we go discuss about the thorax, let's go to the abdomen. The abdomen is with 11 or less segments. So there are 11 or less segments in the abdomen, except the last segment where they have some appendages which are responsible for reproduction. For example, they are called as anal cerci, or basically used for reproduction. So each segment is covered. Each segment, maybe let that be the head segment or the thoracic segment or the abdominal segment, they are covered by a chitinous hardened exoskeleton. All insects, see, this is covered by hardened chitinous exoskeleton. They are known as sclerites. They are made up of this carbohydrate called chitin. And they have got lateral plates. They are known as pleurites. The sclerites of each segment are attached by flexible arthroidal membrane. Let's see, somebody is trying to enter. Just hold on for a minute. Okay. So it is better. I had given you people, I have in your email this link. So you should try to, the email which you have provided to me, try to enter from the link over there, because there you don't need to take any permission, and your classes will not be disturbed. Anyway, let's go ahead with this lecture. So they are covered by little sclerites, and these hard exoskeletal covering, chitinous covering, known as sclerites. So these are all sclerites, all top of the body. This is basically a common housefly. So you have sclerites, and you have lateral plates, the pleurites. So first, this mesopleuron, you see this label mesopleuron. This is the mesopleuron, the lateral. It's a hard exoskeletal covering in the lateral side, and that is the pleurites, or the specific name is mesopleuron. Apart from that, there's among the sclerites, the example you find is the prescutum, the scutum, then you have scutellum. So you have several of these important sclerite coverings. These are the exoskeleton. They protect the insects. And each of these segments, these sclerites in each segment, even in the abdominal segments, each segment has got a sclerite, and 2 sclerites are attached by a flexible membrane known as arthroidal membrane. And apart from that, you have regions known as spiracles, these little holes and openings known as spiracles. This is for respiration. Air enters through the spiracles into a network of mesh of pipes and tubes known as trachea, which is responsible for respiration in these insects. The thoracic legs, as you can see, the legs are from the thorax. They are jointed, and each of these legs have got a name. femur, tibia, spur, tarsus. They have got names. And in the head has got a compound eye. You can find an antenna. You can find the mouth parts present over here. The eye is a compound eye. We will talk in details in another lecture on the compound eye and how vision is seen. You may have read all these things in your second semester in Arthropoda. Now you are studying this in details. And now let us see in details the morphology. Again, so the head is formed by a fusion of, as you know, several segments. Each color you can see is a segment over here. So you can see that several segments are fused. Then this is the thorax region that is broken up into the prothorax, the mesothorax, and the metathorax. Each thorax is attached to a leg. The leg is yellow in color. And then in the mesothorax and metathorax, you have the forewing and the hind wings. So the prothorax doesn't have the wings. The wings are present in the from the mesothorax and the metathorax. And of course, all the three thoracic segments, they have got legs. They may lose it secondarily, of course, but they have legs. And you have the abdomen. So essentially, there are 11 segments or less than 11 segments present. So 10 is quite well on. Now let us talk about the insect head. The head is divided into 4 general regions, and that is the vertex, jena, frons, and the clypeus. So this green region on the top, this is the vertex, right? The side or the cheeks are the jena. So this grayish brown region which you find here and there, this is the jena, the cheek. And the front, this yellow region, the face, which is this is known as the frons. And this blue region, darker version of blue, this region, it is known as the clypeus. So this is essentially the head. The head bears the compound eyes and the antenna. This is the antenna which is coming out. This is the compound eyes which you see. And you have the head, have the mouth parts. You can see the mouth part, the maxilla, the mandible, the labrum, the labium. These are the major mouth parts you can find on the head. Among the mouth parts, the important mouth parts are the labrum, which is the upper lip, this light blue. The red colored regions are the mandibles. They are a hard, heavily sclerotized region, and it's a hard structure, and it's serrated, and it is used for crushing, cutting, and grinding, like our teeth. It's present outside, of course, and it's for cutting and grinding. This mandible is important. And then a tongue-like function is present, that is the hypopharynx. This hypopharynx inside it leads into the salivary gland. So essentially, it's like a tongue. The saliva comes out from the salivary gland. The hypopharynx has got a connection which goes into the inside into the salivary glands. Apart from that, you have the maxilla present, this green colored mouth part, and this is essentially for handling food, and it has got some sensile function, sensilla like structure. So basically they check for the quality of the food also. And below you have the lower lip of, or the labium. They have got the labial pulps. So that's the lower lip. Then let us talk about the insect leg. So this is from the basic parts. It's the similar. It can be modified. It's heavily modified according to function in different species of insects. But essentially the basic thing remains the same. So you have the body, you have the coxa, you have the trochanter, you have the femur, you have the tibia, you have the tarsus. So this is essentially the same. So let us see what are the modifications in the insect legs. Legs are modified for numerous purposes. One is for running, jumping, digging, grasping, catching, walking. Again, it's for digging, walking and digging. And then you have the reduced leg used for walking and digging. You have a male leg modified for grasping females during mating. So let us see A. A is for running. These are running legs. B is for jumping. These are jumping legs. This thigh is very strong. Yeah, the yellow femur region is very strong. Then this is for digging. The C is for digging. D is for grasping, especially during mating, grasp a female. E is for catching. These catch, these serrated margins, they catch. So for catching something, holding food. Ants may have these things very much modified. Then F is for walking. These are basically for walking and digging, of course. These serrations are for digging soils. Then G is a reduced leg used for walking and digging. And then you have this H. It is a male leg for grasping females during mating. So let us now move over to the internal structures like the digestive and excretory system. The digestive system has got a mouth and it is divided into three: the foregut, the midgut in green, and the hindgut in blue. The foregut and the hindgut, the internal lining is chitinous. It's very hard. The midgut doesn't, of course, have the chitin. And it ends in the anus. At the junction of the midgut and the hindgut, you find tubules known as Malpighian tubules. And this is responsible for elimination of harmful nitrogenous wastes as a result of protein metabolism in the body. Basically, instead of the kidneys, you have this. And the gut fauna in the hindgut is very important in some insects for the digestions. Now let us talk about the circulatory and respiratory system. As you can see, all these red network are the network known as trachea. It traverses throughout the body. Throughout the body it traverses. And this trachea, this network of trachea, they communicate to the exterior through little pores known as spiracles. So air enters into the spiracles, then they go into the trachea traverses throughout the body, and then fresh oxygen is distributed to all the tissues there in the body, and then carbon dioxide is taken up, and that is eliminated out from the trachea itself. So from the spiracles itself. And so if you block these spiracles, they die of suffocation. And in the circulatory system, it is not well developed. The blood or hemolymph is a colorless substance. It moves through open body channels known as hemocoel, and it's known as hemolymphs, this blood. Now let us come to the last part. This is the life cycle. So as you have read that it may be ametabolous. For example, in Proteura, Columbola, Thysanura, Lepisma, or which is also known as the silverfish, you find it like this. The adults and the young, they resemble each other. Especially apart from that, the smaller ones, they are very small. They they are the same. Basically, they are smaller additions only, and they don't have reproductive structures. So essentially, that is known as ametabolous. So there is no change basically. They look the same. They just only grow in size, and reproductive organs are formed. This is basically ametabolous development from the eggs to the adult. From the eggs to the adult. The next is the hemimetabolous. For example, in grasshopper, it is the different stages 1, 2, 3, 4. They basically resemble each other. They basically resemble each other, but unlike that of ametabolous insects, there are certain differences. For example, wings are not present in the earlier forms. Wings are not present. They are present. They start in the 5th stage. You find the wing bud, and of course, the size is smaller. So there are some difference. They are not exactly the same, They are not exactly the same, but they resemble each other. Moment you can see this, you can know that this is a little tiny grasshopper. You are very, very clear that this is a grasshopper. And this is found in your cockroaches, your like the Blattioidea, the grasshoppers, crickets, termites, thrips, lice, true bugs. Most of the insects which you see, which you call bugs, the bad ones, the bad ones you call in quotation marks, they are essentially, you can call, they have the hemimetabolous, the bad insects. There is nothing called bad insects, but we can call them so-called in a wrong manner bad insects. So these are hemimetabolous. So let us go to the next one, the holometabolous. This is very interesting. Basically, a lot of studies on the hormonal effects are done on these holometabolous insects. Each stage, whether it be egg, larva, pupa, or adult, they just don't resemble each other. There are several instars of larvae which resemble each other. Their size increases, first instar, second instar, third instar. Their sizes increase, but a larva and a pupa and an adult, they are absolutely different in their looks, also in their diet also. The adults are not voracious eaters. The larvae are voracious eaters. You can see, as you know, these larvae, they just eat up the leaves like anything. The adults, the butterflies, for example, they feed on the nectar. They don't feed on leaves, but the larvae, they feed on leaves. And many adults, they are non-feeding. They are the reproductive forms. The larvae are not the reproductive forms. So these are the holometabolous insects. And with this, I finished the slides, and now I've posted on the Google slide, the Google Classroom, several, the note. So I'm going to just explain the note, what's present in the note. It seems that some people were, and I'm stopping, before I stop the sharing, let me check if people are, more or less, people have entered it. Ria had left this meeting once because for some reason or the other, the system removed her, but therefore she re-entered and now everything is fine. So now let us talk about the note which I had posted in the Google Classroom. So this is the note which I had posted in the Google Classroom. Are you able to see this note? Just somebody just unmute and inform me, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, great. So basically here in this portion, what you see is the definition about what insects are. And then I start the basic insect anatomy. This picture I have shown that you have the head, the thorax divided into the prothorax, mesothorax, metathorax, and the different abdominal segments. The abdominal segments don't have legs. The legs are present only in the three thorax. And you have the forewings and the hind wings. So this is, and then you have the overall body plan shown over here. Then you have the head and mouth parts, the structure of the head. You can see the vertex, the jena, the clypeus, and then the frons. Then you have the different mouth parts. This is the modified mouth parts in mosquitoes. So legs are also modified. You have the even the mouth parts are also modified. So the mosquito mouth part modification is an important thing which people must study in your practicals. I hope classes resume, normal classes resume. But even if it resumes, we will also continue our online classes as well as live classes also, the real physical classes as well as online classes. I will keep all the options open, because I feel that through online classes, I can deliver much better than real live classes. There are several aspects which I'm unable to show in live classes, which I can do it over here. For example, a video recording of these lectures. This is very important. So then you have the different modifications of the legs, and then you have the digestive and the excretory system, the pictures and all the writing over here. Then you have the respiratory system and the different life cycles metabolus, hemimetabolus, and the of course the holometabolus. Apart from that, let me tell you, there are some super specialized different metamorphosis in insects. And these these specialized metamorphosis, you have more than 4 or 5 different forms present. They look absolutely different from each other. So essentially, in the general feature, you don't study, but when we study in details about this, we will go into much more depth. So I'm stopping the sharing right now. This essentially it ends my talk over here. And so now, do you people have any questions? তোমাদের কোয়েশ্চেন থাকলে তোমরা জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারো, if you have questions, কিছু বুঝতে পারোনি বা something of this sort. হ্যাঁ অরিত্রী, তোমায় বলে দিই, তুমি যদি অন্বেষার অ্যাকাউন্টে থেকে ঢোকো না, তাহলে অন্বেষার অ্যাকাউন্টে ইমেলটাও আমাকে পাঠিয়ে দিও, তাহলে ওকেও আমি অ্যাড করে দেবো ভেতরে, ঠিক আছে?
ঠিক আছে স্যার, আজকে আসলে ভুল হয়ে গেছে, আজকে
না
তাড়াতাড়ি
মানে ওইটা দিলে সুবিধাটা কি হচ্ছে বলো তো, এখানে তোমাকে পারমিশন নিয়ে ঢুকতে হচ্ছে, যাতে নিতে না হয় তাই জন্য আমি ওখানে ঢুকে দিয়েছি। আর কিছুদিন ধরে জিমেলে একটু প্রবলেম হচ্ছে, আমাদের মানতেই হবে, জিমিটাতে একটু প্রবলেম হচ্ছে, তাই জন্য আমি আমার সব বন্ধুদের সঙ্গে কথা বলেছি, তারা আমাকে সাজেস্ট করলো যে ওইখান দিয়ে যেতে, হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ থেকে না ঢুকে। লিঙ্কটা থাকবে। আর তাছাড়া এখানে একটা লাইভ স্ট্রিম রয়েছে, এটাতে কি করে, লাইভ স্ট্রিমেতে তুমি আমার সঙ্গে ইন্টারঅ্যাক্ট করতে পারবে না, বাট ইউ ক্যান বি এবল টু
দেখতে পারবেন।
হ্যাঁ দেখতে পারবে। কোয়েশ্চেন থাকলে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে ইউ ক্যান আস্ক দ্য কোয়েশ্চেন, সেটা কোনো ব্যাপার না। জাস্ট ইন কেস দেখলে যে গুগল মিটটাতে গন্ডগোল করলো, সবাই তো ফোনেই দেখে, গুগল মিট প্রবলেম করলো, এটাতে ফেসবুকটা ঠিক কাজ করলো না, আজকে আমি ঠিকভাবে চালাতে পারলাম না, তাই জন্য ওটা বন্ধ করে দিলাম। তো যাই হোক,
এই ক্লাসটা ঠিকই ছিল।
হ্যাঁ এটা পারফেক্ট, মানে এইভাবে ঠিক আছে, আমি জাস্ট ফেসবুকটা ঢোকাতে গিয়ে প্রবলেমটা হয়েছে। আচ্ছা তোমাদের কোয়েশ্চেন থাকলে তোমরা জিজ্ঞেস করো। কিছু বোঝার সমস্যা আছে এটাতে? মনে হয় না নেই। ওকে, সো ইফ ইউ ডোন্ট হ্যাভ কোয়েশ্চেন্স then I মানে I have posted this over there. I am stopping the recording